I was born down in the last house in Dover in 1926, and the town, it belonged to Hornby to start with, and A.C. White bought the Hornby Mill. And I guess that was about 1920 as far as I know, and he moved the town of Laclede to Dover. And that's how Dover came to be. And put them on barges down at Laclede and towed them up the river on tugboats, and then unloaded them here at Dover and strung them around town, made a town out of it. They moved the community hall, and they also moved the church up here. But A.C. White was here in 20 to about 29, and that's when the big depression came and they went broke. And it was Schaefer and Hitchcock that run it that 1 year, and then that was the end of it until 41. At one time, Dover was, I don't believe there was more than 6 families that lived here in Dover at one time. When the mill shut down, they all flew the coop. And then along in the 30s, the Dust Bowl people started moving in here because they could move into one of these houses. And I think the rent was like $2 a month. And so the town got filled up with Dust Bowl people, but they kind of come and went. They didn't stay too long.
He said, Beans, there is no school up there. Mrs. Blue, we'll have to find you a home. And all of these homes in Dover, a lot of them are empty in the late 30s because people had moved away to Prineville, Oregon to work in the mills there instead of here because this had closed. And so my mom and dad got to buy a house in Dover. And that's what I lived there ever since until 7 years ago when I remarried. And my husband built a house right next to Mom and Dad's in Dover, and we lived there for 47 and a half years. I love this old church, and when I married my husband, who had returned from the Army, and I was only 17, 46, we had our big, what do you call it, after you get married, a reception at the Old Dover Hall. And we put up, because it wasn't finished like it is now, we put up branches over all the windows and everything, and we had a great party there for my reception. And a lot of the people came from Dover, and you know, in them days, we knew every family that lived in Dover. And you didn't have, raising my children here, didn't have to worry about my kids. Everybody knew everybody's kids, and you would call down the street, you'd call over and say, have you seen the kids go by? Oh yeah, they're down so-and-so, or whatever. And then as the years went by and they were getting to be like in school age, well, of school age at that time, us ladies that weren't working out all took our children down here to the beach and went swimming and taught our kids to swim. And then my little kids came here and went to church for a few years. But what I like about this church, can you imagine it coming down the river on a boat and staying together as it did? That's amazing, isn't it? I think it is. I think it's really amazing that these two buildings have lasted that long. And I just prayed that they will keep on lasting, because it's just something I really am fond of.
So the last approximately 10 years we've been working on the church. Before that, Jack's brothers and the Perrys, different ones did a lot of work, keeping it up and put a bathroom in. And Fred Walters from the Idaho Heritage Trust came and helped us assess everything and know what we needed to do. We got the roof on, and then they helped us. They straightened the pillars and stuff, the foundation underneath, because it was bad. But there's a lot of things we need to do, but we've got a lot done.
I was born here in Dover in 1930. This building here, they cut slabs, left the bark on the slabs, used the slabs for the siding. this old community hall here used to just have a board floor, and there's knot holes all over in the floor. You could go underneath and look up to the knot holes. People were in here having a meeting or something. I took a water gunner there one time. Some lady was sitting there, and I shot her with the water gun. A lot of holler and yelling.
It's this church is the thing of it is with this church is how many churches have come down a river from someplace else and is still here from 1922. That's that's remarkable, and it's still here, and a lot of the siding is still on, and imagine how many years it's been on there. There's a lot of that needs to be fixed and replaced, but we're working at it.